This talk series was started on 7th Feb 2021, and since then it had been carried out with the due perseverance and diligence weekly on every Sunday with a view not only to enhance speaking and presenting skills but also to promote higher order thinking skills among their students. As we all know that nothing in this world can be started without the remembrance of Almighty who had created us, shaped us, and thus created the whole universe. So before getting started with the talk, let us take the blessings from the goddess of knowledge, knowing and intellect, Ma Saraswati.
मातृ
Mr.
प्रणाम।
Vishesh.
मातृ प्रणाम 1 2 3। या कुंदेन्दु तुषार हार धवला, या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता, या वीणावरदण्ड मण्डितकरा, या श्वेतपद्मासना, या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता, सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापहा। मातृ प्रणाम 1 2 3। स्वस्थ।
श्लोक अर्थ। जो विद्या की देवी भगवती सरस्वती कुंद के फूल, चंद्रमा, हिम राशि और मोती के हार की तरह धवल वर्ण की है, और जो श्वेत वस्त्र धारण करती है, जिनके हाथ में वीणा दंड शोभ्यमान है, जिन्होंने श्वेत कमलों पर आसन ग्रहण किया है, तथा ब्रह्मा, विष्णु एवं शंकर आदि देवताओं द्वारा जो सदा पूजित है, वही संपूर्ण जड़ता और अज्ञान को दूर कर देने वाली माँ सरस्वती हमारी रक्षा करें।
Thank you, Ms. Divya Tyagi and Vishesh Kashmi. As we all know that we are living in between a pandemic, and these kinds of program they really give us boost to students as well as to our mental states. So I personally, with the whole team of GSTS, adore your presence here. Thank you everybody from the student to the higher teachers to present here. Your presence really matter for us. Now, I would like to invite our dignified chief invitee, Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Singh sir. He has done his post-graduation in specialization in computer and network security. He has more than 15 years of experience as an academician teaching various topics of computer science. Apart from teaching in University of Delhi and its constituent college, you would be honored to know, my dear friends, he has also been associated with reputed institutes and universities like University of Birmingham, United Kingdom, JNU, IBS, IGNU in various capacities such as tutor, visiting faculty, course content writer, and examiner. Apart from academics, sir has also handled various administrative responsibilities such as convener of development cell, computer, software, and placement cells. He has also done MSc in computer security from School of Computer Science situated in University of Birmingham, United Kingdom in 2013. Currently, he is associate professor as a research scholar in cybersecurity with School of Computer Science, University of Birmingham since September 2016. His research area is security protocol verification. I would like to invite him. Sir, the stage is all yours. Please enlighten our students.
Namaskar to everyone. Good afternoon. First of all, it's a matter of great privilege. Let me say this at outset that Shyamlal College evening has started something like this. I mean, this is something which is alien to us. Let me say this straight away. I have been fortunate enough to work in various colleges, interact with various people of the colleges across University of Delhi, other than universities of Delhi. I haven't come across such a dedicated program which has been running. So first of all, hats off to everyone, including Manish sir and every member of GSTS. Manish sir is absolute workaholic. I am fortunate to have known him for over a decade now. Students can do wonders if they are given true direction. So it's indeed heartening to know that this talk series is going really well. I must confess that I used to receive earlier emails also, and as the compere rightly pointed out, I'm about to finish my PhD, so I'm a little bit occupied. But I did receive loving invitation calls from Priyanka, from Manish sir, and I had no reason to refuse, and I'm so happy to be here. I wish this program more success. May you rub off your energy to other students, other people in your community. And Nishant sir was pointing out about the pandemic. Yes, we are indeed living in hard times. I don't think any other generation, human race, has had to go through so much of information and misinformation during the pandemic. So you must have read, I mean, like, there have been pandemics earlier also, a century ago and earlier before that. The problem right now is not that we are medically incompetent or we are not having resources. There is a big threat of misinformation and fake news, because we are kind of in a generation where we believe more in WhatsApp forwards rather than the researched news. So this talk really, and these kind of programs really rekindle the hope in our system that students, this new generation, is here to research, review, present, and debate the topic of social concern. Priyanka, I wish you all the best. I think your topic, clarity is power, is very meaningful in today's context, because we need clarity. If you are confused, I don't know what you will do. As the proverb goes, well begun is half done. When they say well begun, it means clarity of thought, clarity of speech, clarity of your action, what you want to do. That is very important. And it's not only in academics, it's about everything in life. Sometimes clarity about what you are not going to do is also equally important compared to clarity about what you are going to do. I'll just give a small anecdote, since I've been presented to speak, and it's really been a long time since I've spoken, maybe. So I believe all of you have heard of Thomson. What was his invention? Can anyone say that?
So electrons.
Okay. Who invented bulbs?
Thomas Alva Edison.
Okay, good. So my bad.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh,
Namaskar, Dil Singh sir. So,
अरे राजीव जी नमस्कार। आज तो प्रॉब्लम, गुरु जी एक लाइन पूछ लूं?
जी प्लीज।
वो क्या हुआ है, परसों से क्या हुआ, बच्चों ने लिंक भेजा तो करते हैं तो कहते हैं कुड नॉट कनेक्ट टू योर वीडियो कॉल।
नहीं हो गया सर, कनेक्टेड है, यू आर कनेक्टेड, एवरीवन इज हियरिंग यू।
अभी तो कनेक्टेड हो गए, लेकिन टेक्निकल को चलिए फिर ठीक है।
बाद में
आपका स्वागत है।
धन्यवाद सर।
ओके।
So Thomas Edison was trying to find the filament of the bulb. Now the problem with filament was, every time he would put a new filament, the heat of the light would fuse it off. उसको पिघला देता था, melt कर देता था. So he used to come to the lab, think of new element, try it, and he would eventually keep on failing. So it went on for a quite long time. It went on for around 1.5 years. So his colleague in the lab once patted on his back and said, Edison, what you are doing is madness. You are coming to the lab every time, you are experimenting with something new, and your experiments just keep failing. So you have wasted your 1.5 years. And Edison turned to him and said, it's your perception that I have wasted my 1.5 years. So he said, okay, so if you have gained anything, can you conclude that or can you summarize it for me? What was your game? He said, I can tell you more than 60 elements that cannot be used in the light bulb. So any analysis, any research has got its result, its conclusion. You only need a vision to see to that, and you need clarity of your thought. Because if you cloud your judgment with preconceived notion, if you are starting to read a piece in order to analyze it, never start with a preconceived notion. Always start with an open mind. And believe me, if you start something with an open mind, you will always find that you have learned something at the end. Last but not the least, be a good listener. To be clarity of thought, you need to have peace in your mind. That can happen only when you speak less and listen more. All the best, and thank you again for inviting me over.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for such enlightened talk, because anybody would have read your CV and goes awestruck. Literally, you are just what I should tell. We are really
Well,
humbled to listen to you, sir.
to be honest, I just love interdisciplinary studies. Given a chance, I would like to do another PhD in history. That's my another favorite subject. But yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Now, just tighten your seats, my dear friends. I would like to call Miss Priyanka Verma, who is a first-year student pursuing history and political science from our college, and who is the speaker for today. She'll be presenting on the topic why clarity is power. So, Miss Priyanka Verma.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Priyanka Verma, student of BA program History and Political Science, first year. The speaker of today's session will be talking on the topic clarity is power. So, the objectives of today's topic are: number one, why is clarity so significant yet still away from our hold? Number two, the pivotal role clarity plays in a student's life, which, being a student, I feel is something worth concerning. Number three, not every clarity is power. And number four, what can be the basic framework to attain it? So let's start the topic. Clarity is the quality of being clear and easy to understand, or the ability to think clearly. Clarity means clearness. Clean water running down a mountain has clarity. So does a lovely singing voice. It's clear and pure. If you bring clarity to a situation, you help people see what really happened by clearing up misunderstandings or giving explanations. People talk about good writing having clarity when it's precise and clear. Clarity improves connection and engagement because it increases trust and transparency. Clarity is a product of the things we learn while on the journey of our preordained chosen purpose. Okay, what does this mean? Let me break it down. We all need a purpose in life. It is the measuring stick of our lives. We spend our younger years searching with very little clarity for what we are supposed to do with our lives. We are restless, always searching, feeling there is more out there, and usually try several things or jobs before we find a path that feels right. Towards the later part of our lives, we usually have figured out our purpose and have a good clarity as to what we were meant to do with our lives. This is because clarity comes from experience, knowledge, and wisdom. In simple terms, things get clearer as we know what our purpose is. The more clear you are about what you want, the more likely you are to achieve it. It is possible for a human being that he might have taken life as it must have, or she may not be able to make choices in life. This is when we feel perturbed, confused, or unclear about anything in life. It is necessary to look inside and consider about what we want to do actually. The irony is that we never pondered about this simple thought. Take any example from our day-to-day life. There are ambiguities even in simple talks, and we quarrel about trifles just because of being misunderstood. Sometimes we need to clarify the clarity of our feelings to the near and dear ones. That we didn't mean what they thought. Why is clarity so significant yet still away from our whole? Because it lies deep inside like a plant in a seed. Look around you. Everyone is ordering a book nowadays. You think it's trendy? No, it's not. They are doing so because writers give us clarity not only about various situations they are handling, but also about the inner conflicts of human minds. Reading books clarify the clarity of our thoughts in our minds and wipes out all the fog of confusion. And once you are clear about your daily plans, talks, short-term goals, long-term goals, etc., you have power to control them slightly. You see, preparing for life comes from clarity. In a world deluged by irrelevant information, clarity is power. Let's focus on an abstract by the famous author Yuval Noah Harari. He says, in theory, anybody can join the debate about the future of humanity, but it is so hard to maintain a clear vision. Frequently, we don't even notice that a debate is going on or what the key questions are. Millions of us can hardly afford the luxury of investigating because we have more pressing things to do. We have to go to work, look after elderly parents, and many other works. Unfortunately, history gives no discounts. If the future of humanity is decided in your absence because you are too busy in your own life, this is very unfair. But who said history was fair? A historian cannot give people food or clothes, but can try and offer some clarity, thereby helping to level the global playing field. If this empowers even a handful of additional people to join the debate about the future of our species, then the job is done. A book named Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari surveyed the human past, examining how an insignificant ape became the ruler of planet Earth. Another book, Homo Deus, by the same author, Yuval Noah Harari, explored the long-term future of life, contemplating how humans might eventually become gods and what might be the ultimate destiny of intelligence and consciousness. Now, there are so many prayers people do recite every single day because prayers, meditation, yoga lead to better self-control, self-belief, clarity. The Gayatri Mantra, which is a part of the Rig Veda's third mandala, which has 62 hymns, is one of the most powerful mantras dedicated to the mother of the Vedas and the goddess of the five elements. Although it could be a prayer for anything, power, fame, money, job, etc., but fundamentally, it is a prayer for clarity of thinking because life consists of situations we have to face. In every situation of life, we have to make decisions. Life is nothing but a series of decisions with reference to our desires and actions, what to pursue and what to leave aside, what should be our priorities.
Priyanka, give me a second. Priyanka, can
Yes,
you
sir.
switch off your video so we can listen you clearly? I think so because your voice is feeble.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, try to this. Yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes things are not so clear. There are gray areas and we can get confused with reference to results of actions or situations. How to know the difference between the situations where we can bring a change using our will and efforts and the situations we cannot change and have to accept or simply learn from. One of the meaning of Gayatri Mantra is therefore, may the Lord brighten our minds and make us think properly. May we have clarity of thinking. May you help us come out of a confusion and subjectivity. So we can make proper decisions in our lives. Once one has that clarity, that objectivity, one can live life fully in an effective and intelligent manner. Clarity of instruction has consistently been linked with increases in student achievement. Some research indicates that instructional clarity, in fact, may cause increase in student achievement. Teacher clarity is a vital key to help students understand the relationship between topics and make connections between what is taught and their own experiences. Clarity about expectations, formats, and other aspects of direction greatly impact students completing classroom assignments, participating in the classroom discussions, and questioning and completing homework. Students who have career goals see college as one step towards achieving their goals. This can set up a purpose and a direction for students. It can increase students' day to day and semester to semester motivation because they see that each course is part of a greater whole that will help them in the future. There will be challenges during your college career. There may be times when you feel like giving up or you just don't feel like going to class, reading your textbook, or writing that paper. Having that purpose, that long term goal can help you decide to move past that challenge and keep going. Goals help you set priorities and remain motivated and committed to your college success. Attitude is the largest factor determining success in college. Work to stay positive and surround yourself with positive people, and you'll find you are motivated to carry out the activities that will help you succeed in your career. Talking about clarity, we cannot forget India's most clear mind, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, who is one of the greatest visionaries born. As smartly quoted by him, strength does not come from physical capacity, it comes from an indomitable will. This. This willpower comes from clarity. Let's just move forward to learn from Gandhiji's concepts like Satyagraha and the concepts related to truth and God that can give psychological strength and mental resilience to any individual trying to cope up with the demands of life. In the wake of the horrors of partition, Gandhi undertook his last Satyagraha. This Satyagraha demonstrated Gandhi's commitment to his own principles and his willingness to stand against the mob, regardless of how expedient it would be to look the other way. Gandhiji proved that perseverance, working with the community, and most importantly, a non-violent movement can achieve the desired goal. He introduced the technique of resistance to evil and untruth. His Satyagraha was inspired by boundless love and compassion. Many countries have witnessed popular movements for freedom, equality, and peace, which drew inspiration from the life and methods of Mahatma Gandhi. Let's see a negative impact of clarity by remembering the time when Lord Macaulay came to India. Yes, Thomas Babington Macaulay was a staunch supporter of the Occidentalism and had come to India with new educational ideas. He believed that a single shelf of a good European library was worth the whole native literature of India and Arabia. So, you all can see how smart and clear he was to make a class in India, and he successfully did that. So, this is not the clarity which is power. Lord Macaulay successfully westernized education in India. English was made the official language for the government and courts and was adopted as the official medium of instruction. He has been successful in creating a class of Indians who have taken to the English language enthusiastically. Macaulay's English Education Act 1835 clearly stated some intentions of him, that education was to form a class who may be interpreters between us and the millions whom we govern. A class of persons, Indians in blood and color, but English in taste, in opinions, in morals, and in intellect. Therefore, Macaulay was clear. He had clarity, but not every clarity is power. Now, the great spiritual leader Mahatma Rai has provided great clarity of thoughts and explained how seemingly small and mundane matters, when left unresolved, can affect all aspects of one's life. These same matters, when explained through the enlightened thought process of Mahatma Rai, shed a new, all-encompassing light that helps one see difficulties from a fresh perspective that makes dealing with them easy. Yes, for you to be successful in any aspect of your life, whether it is money, career, future, anything, you need to have clarity about your goals. The reason successful people achieve their goals is because they have that sense of clarity in their minds about what it is that they want. The reason Steve Jobs was successful in his quest of creating a palm-sized computer that was capable of doing the work of computer and a telephone was that he was clear about what he wanted to create. And we all know what happened with his clarity. He created a device that could be operated using your thumb, holding in one hand, and was capable of completing tasks that were supposed to be done on a 4 by 4 box sized machine. Another example now. Jitendra Chowsky, sir. The reason that he is successful today, providing hundreds of jobs in the industry who no one ever would have thought was capable of doing this good, is because of his clarity since day one, which was to make 50 million people fit, and no matter what's required in achieving that goal. You see, these are just two examples, but practically you can relate this to all the most successful minds of all time, whether if it's Sir Henry Ford, Bill Gates, Mukesh Ambani, this list goes on. However, having that clarity of what you want to achieve and where you want to be is just the beginning of it. The very first step is when you decide to take some actions to start your grind, your chase, your hustle, whatever you may call it. But the reason all of us don't make it to the half of fame is because of our fear of failure. But, what you don't realize is that you won't fail unless you try. Now, some of you might say, I tried, but I failed, and then I stopped. Maybe this happened because of your commitments towards your family, personal goals, etc. Then some of you might even say that I tried not once, not twice, but thrice, and I failed again and again. What do you say about that? The reply to those who failed multiple times is to find the reason for your failure. Don't just keep repeating the same mistakes that lead to failure. The reason you failed the first time will be the same reason for your failure again. The key is to improve each time and use a different variable in the equations for a new outcome. Mathematics tells us that 1 plus 1 will always become 2, not 11, unless you add 9 more to it. So you know the reason for your failure, but you don't want to change. Now, if you improvise, find the reason for your failure, add other variables in the equation, then it will result in success. Until that day, keep trying, keep grinding. When we define our hopes and dreams and goals with exactness and clarity, it gives us power to build the game plan to achieve them. It gives us the end game to move forward. It tells us what the light at the end of the tunnel will look like. Now, sure, things may change along the way and you reevaluate and redesign your approach as you continue down the path. You don't even need to know how to get there yet, but you have to set your aim with real, quantifiable, and easy to comprehend goal. And remember, you can only reach the light at the end of the tunnel if you are moving through the tunnel. Do the work, get off of the bench and into the game. Learn to love the process. Define your goals with extreme precision and clarity. The very first step to achieve what you want is to determine what it is that you want. Sadly, most people are blurry in this. They have no idea what they want to accomplish, and that is why they are unsure which path to follow. So this is how Tony Robbins, an American author, puts it. Life is like a sprinting river, and most people get into the river without even knowing where they want to go. They started the journey without a destination, and oftentimes they caught up in the current events, current fears, current challenges, and more. People just go with the flow and become part of the mass of the people who are directed by the environment. This is why people often feel out of control because they are going through life directionless and busy responding to the currents that are happening in their lives. Start taking control of yourself and your life right now. Begin to make conscious effort to take charge, to make better decisions and choices, and find a path that will get you where you want to go. The famous author Napoleon Hill once said, there is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants and a burning desire to possess it. Success starts with clarity of purpose. Without knowing exactly what you want, there is no way you can get it. Clarity gives you a destination where you want to go. When you are absolutely clear about what you want to achieve, you can then formulate a solid plan to get there and take the right action to produce the right result. Imagine you are playing football, but in the football field, there is no goal post. What do you think will happen? Well, you and other players will run up and down the field chasing the ball, but can't score because there is no goal post. Life is like that too. Without knowing what you want, you can run up and down being busy but can't score. Therefore, if you want to succeed in life and achieve outstanding results, you must identify exactly what you want to achieve. Know your destination so that you can create a plan to get there. Now, clarity eliminates all distractions. When you know exactly where you want to go, you can then focus all your efforts and energy to get there. It's like shooting an arrow. Once you know your target, you can then focus on it. And this eliminates all distractions. You don't care what others say or what happens. All you do is focus on your target and move forward to it. Do you know why Warren Buffett is one of the best investors in the world? Well, one of the main reasons for this is that he has the ability to disconnect himself from the rest of the world and stick to his investing decisions. Clarity makes you proactive rather than being reactive. Yes, when you have a clear purpose and you know what to do, it makes you proactive and makes things happen rather than waiting for things to happen and responding to whatever that comes to you. Most people procrastinate and fail to achieve extraordinary results in life because they don't know what to do. Most don't even know what they want in the first place. This is why having a clarity of purpose is important. By now, you should understand the power of having the clarity of purpose, but how are you going to attain it? Define the success you want. The definition of success can be different for everyone. For some, having $1 million in the bank is considered extremely successful, but some do not define it by the money that they earn. And for some others, they only feel successful when they build a profitable business and sell it for hundreds of millions. Secondly, I'll say envision your future. As one good way to discover your purpose in life is to envision your future. When you imagine the life you want in the far future, you can clearly see the kind of life you want to live. And you can then make an adjustment in your current reality to get to the future that you desire. When you visualize and envision the success you want, you are telling your mind the kind of life you want to live. As a result, it gives you a clear sense of direction and purpose. Remember, your vision and thoughts are limitless. The limit only exists because you set it in your head. This is why people often say think big. Since you are going to be doing the thinking anyway, you might as well just think big. And who knows if your dreams come true and you'll be living big? Here's a great quote you should always remember. If you don't like where you are, change because you are not a tree. You all have to understand that your purpose in life is not just a destination but a journey. Hence, sometimes you'll have to go through a certain process to discover your calling. When Steve Jobs decided to drop out from the college, he thought that he was not a good student. But because he dropped out of classes he disliked, he has the time to sit in classes that he liked, particularly the calligraphy class. Many years later, Steve discovered that the decision to drop out of college was one of the best choices because he managed to learn calligraphy, and many years later, he created beautiful typefaces for Mac. And he admitted that being fired from Apple, the company he started, was necessary because it allowed him to discover his true passion and learn from his failures. Life is full of trials and errors. You will never know if you're on the right path until you make the decision and walk the path. Most successful people walk through all kinds of jobs before they finally discovered the thing that clicked with them. So, don't worry if you're blurred and not sure if you're on the right path. Have faith, trust in yourself, keep searching, and keep making progress. The best is yet to come. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much.
Really, really, very, very nice. Priyanka, I must, sorry Ajay, sorry Manish sir for speaking in between. But Priyanka, very, very encouraging talk and very nice content. And I can see the comment of people, they really like what you have said. Yes, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. And
Thank you
Priyanka,
so
thank
much,
you.
Priyanka.
Thank you
Yes,
so
yes,
much,
Manvi, you
Priyanka.
continue.
And your difference between negative and positive clarity was clearly very remarkable. So we have some questions from our audience. The first question is from Raj Shukla, which is, what are the different areas of life where clarity plays a major role?
Okay. We need clarity every day, like how to start our day, whether you should start your day with a newspaper or reading any textbook. You all must have asked yourself what subject I would choose for graduation. So there are so many areas where you all need clarity. When you are deciding what you want to become, the career path, you need clarity. You have to be very sure. So clarity is the most significant thing here. Thank you.
Okay. So the next question is from Amit Kumar, which is, there are a lot of thought-provoking questions going in our minds daily. How does clarity help in that?
Okay, here's your mind's clarity should speak to you. Have the courage to encounter those questions. Find the reason why you are doing what you are doing. Will that thing help you in future? Will you be happy? So when you'll be clear about all these questions, these provoking questions will become your power because of clarity. Thank you.
Okay. So the next question is from Preeti. She's asking, how can you say clarity play a vital role in students' life to achieve their goal?
I will say, being a student, it is so important for me to be clear what I want to study today. Will it help me in the future or not? Is it helping me to score good in my college, or is it helping me to move forward my goal? I think.
Okay. And so the last question we are taking is from Himanshu. He's asking, will you please give me the two example how we can gain greater clarity in ideas?
As I told you that most people procrastinate and fail to achieve extraordinary results in life because they don't know what to do. So just define the success you want. Okay. The definition of success for you can be different. Think about it, what you want in your life. Be clear, be so clear that you will achieve it.
Okay. Thank you, Priyanka. Now I hand over it to Mr. Ajay.
Thank you, Manvi, and very good, Priyanka. The way you dealt with the questions, it was really amazing to see you at such a young age. You are giving the answer in such a way. It was really encouraging. Now, I would like to call Archana Bharti from first year. She's going to present her topic the next Sunday. I would like to listen, and I would also want everybody should listen her topic, a brief topic, that what she is going to be speaking on the next Sunday. So, Miss Archana Bharti, can you please give us a brief of your topic?
Good evening to everyone present here. I, Archana Bharti, a student of Shyamlal College BA program first year, will be speaking next week on the topic Maintaining Peace is a Marathon. The objectives are, when will war stop? How can peace be established with bloodshed and death? Loss of humanity in a fight for the future of humankind. What comes after war? The struggle for peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Archana. I hope everybody got to know what she would be speaking in the next Sunday. So before going to our vote of thanks, I would like to call Mr. Rajiv sir again to give some views over how Priyanka has spoken, what his thoughts about the program. We really want to listen him. So please, can you please just say few words?
Yeah, and thank you, Ajay. And first of all, as I said, it's an amazing initiative. And then when I said that, I don't think I did enough justice, because after what I have heard, I really could not believe myself that first year student from Shyamlal College, my college where I have been like for 12 years, she is speaking with such clarity and fluency, and she knows what she was saying. She was saying it with conviction, and that can come only if everything that she was speaking was well researched, One little piece of advice for you, Priyanka. Just chew over the words when you speak, because you are speaking everything that you know, but when we are listening, our understanding power may not be that fast. So if you just slow your pace down, you can really do wonders. But just take it as a critically. It's not a criticism on the content. So we have been hearing about clarity in our stories, our society. And I remember the first time we heard about clarity was Dronacharya and Arjun's story. When Dronacharya asks, "What do you see?" and Arjun says, "Nothing but bird's eye." Right? So that is the level of clarity one should aspire for. Although it's very difficult because of so many things going around us. It's very difficult to concentrate, but it's an art. And you cannot have command over clarity or your actions or your thoughts in a single day. You must have heard people do meditate for years before, getting to control their senses. जो हम लोग अपनी सभ्यता में कहते हैं कि अपनी इंद्रियों पर नियंत्रण अगर किसी ने पा लिया तो वही महात्मा है, राइट? गांधी जी के पास एक माता जी, सर मैं हिंदी में बोल सकता हूँ मनीष सर?
अरे सर क्यों नहीं सर, अरे सर।
तो एक बार गांधी जी के पास एक माता जी आई, दादी जी थी, और वो अपने बच्चे को लेके आई और कहती हैं, गांधी जी आप जो है इसे थोड़ा समझा दीजिए, ये आपकी बात बड़ी सुनता है और कभी हम इसके बारे में आपके बारे में बताते हैं तो आपका अनुसरण करता है बहुत ज्यादा, तो आप इसे कह दीजिए चीनी खाना बंद कर दे। तो गांधी जी थोड़ी देर सोच में पड़े, कहते हैं माता जी परसों आइएगा आप मेरे पास, या 3-4 दिन बाद आइएगा। कहते गांधी जी मैं तो बहुत दूर से आई हूं, आने में समय लगता है। बोले कोई बात नहीं, 1 मिनट में जरा बैटरी चार्जर ऑन कर, 1 सेकंड दीजिए मुझे बस। जी, तो गांधी जी कहते हैं कि नहीं जी आप 3-4 दिन बाद आइएगा। अब महिला जो थी चली गई, 4 दिन बाद आई। गांधी जी ने उस बच्चे को अपने पास बिठाया, उसके सर पे हाथ फेरा और कहा, बेटे चीनी नहीं खाना, अच्छी बात नहीं होती। बच्चा कहता ठीक है जी गांधी जी, आपने कह दिया और मैं आपसे नहीं खाऊंगा। बात तो बड़ी सीधी सी थी, पर वो दादी जी थोड़ी परेशान हो गई, थोड़ी सी झुंझलाहट थी, लेकिन हम गांधी जी से कैसे बताते। उन्होंने कहा कि गांधी जी इतनी सी ही तो बात थी, ये आप 4 दिन पहले भी कह सकते थे। बैलगाड़ी से जाने में हमें 2 घंटे लगे, 4 घंटे लगे, ना कष्ट उठा के हम 4 दिन बाद आए और आपने 4 सेकंड में कहानी खत्म कर दी। गांधी जी कहते हैं माता जी ऐसा है कि गुड़ तो मुझे भी बहुत पसंद है और गुड़ के बिना मैं रह नहीं सकता। अब आपने मुझे एक ऐसा काम दिया कि बच्चे को जो पसंद है वो उसका त्याग कर दे, ऐसा मैं उससे कहूं। तो इससे पहले कि मैं उसको कहता, मैं पिछले 4 दिनों से ये प्रैक्टिस कर रहा हूं कि क्या मैं बिना गुड़ के रह सकता हूं। जब आज 4था दिन है और मैं उसके त्याग के बाद भी रह पा रहा हूं और मैंने उस पर नियंत्रण कर लिया है, तब मैं इस लायक बना हूं कि मैं किसी बच्चे को उपदेश दूं। तो जो हमने सुना कि पर उपदेश कुशल बहु तेरे, यू शुड प्रीच व्हाट यू शुड प्रैक्टिस व्हाट यू प्रीच। That is the essence of clarity. It's not a mere word. I was looking at some question and it was a valid question. And the question says, what is necessary for success? To be ambitious or to be clear in life? Now, understand 2 things. What is good, sugar or salt? They cannot be a complete dish in themselves. It's not going to satisfy your hunger, either of them. But without either of them, none of your dish will also taste the way it tastes. So you have to understand, say there are certain important factors and there are certain things which kind of complements your actions. So ये जो clarity है, ये आपके एम्बिशन को कॉम्प्लीमेंट कर सकती है, उसको इंप्रूव कर सकती है। अगर आपने साइंस पढ़ी होगी और बेसिक साइंस में हम एक बात करते हैं उत्प्रेरक, एक चीज होता है जिसको इंग्लिश में कैटलिस्ट कहते हैं. What does catalyst do? The definition of catalyst is it does not take part in the reaction before or after, but it only increases the speed of the reaction. This clarity will only work as catalyst. But you need to have other basic stuff. You cannot go forward only on the basis of the clarity. You need the basic elements. You need knowledge. You need skills. The clarity will only help you make decisions, which is a big thing, by the way. It's not that just because you know how to make decisions, you will improve. Yes, because people who have made big decisions, who have stuck because they know they were clear in the path, who have not been like disheartened with the fact that they encountered many failures before getting success. Read success stories. There are so many examples, and always read positive literature. Be optimistic. That's the way to have clarity. Because if you start reading confusing characters, if you are you may have a story where people had to face failures before they actually achieved success. But always read it to the point where the protagonist of the story achieves success. I would not say story, because I'm asking you to read biographies. They are the best examples why someone did what they did. If you are able to analyze that, you will be able to understand what clarity means. If you look at big people, I mean, again, as Priyanka rightly pointed out, and I remember, success is subjective. Happiness is subjective. We are 4 or 5 people in our house. Ask definition of how do you define success. For everyone, it's different. For a child, the happiness is if his parents, if his family members are, playing with him in lap, he has some toys, he can listen to some sounds, and he can make noises, whatever he wants. That's the essence of happiness for a child. For someone grown up, maybe good career, satisfaction, they can have different parameters of success. It's again subjective. But the clarity of thought is something which stops you from going haywire, which stops you from taking hasty decisions. Most of the time, so it takes ages to build reputation. It takes years to build buildings and everything. It takes movements to destroy them. The clarity of thought will help you in stopping you from committing those harakiris, where you will lose everything which you have created over the years. So I think Priyanka has spoken well. She has given very good insights into it. I didn't know that I needed to speak here, to be honest. I have tried to give whatever is my perception. The only thing I have learned so far with whatever little experience I have is never expect anyone else to sort out your issues, to sort out your problems, or to understand your point of view. If your point of view is valid, people will understand maybe a little later. Don't expect applause from people. If you think you are clear in your mind and you have given it your all, your best, that's the maximum you can do. As a parent of young kids, I never ask my kids to, stand first or bring laurels or whatever. I only ask them one question. What you have done, could you have done it better? If yes, please do it. If no, be happy because you have already done your best. So always do your best and then leave the rest. That's my message. Thank you. And yes, please stay home. We are lucky to be among the families, among the lots who have our belly is full. We have shed over our head. We have roof over our head. Doctors, governments, police people, everyone is doing their bit. As a citizen, as a responsible human, what we can do is to stay at home and not compound the problem that already is. Please don't go out to see what is it outside. You are not going to make a difference. If you can help someone, ask them to stay at home, and you also please stay at home, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot that you have given such good words and such a honest words to our young listening talents as well as to everybody who is present over here. So now let's move towards the vote of thanks. I would like to call Mr. Shubham, who is going to give the vote of thanks today. Mr. Shubham.
Good evening, everyone. I am Shubham Tiwari, BA Program second year student and Secretary of History Society Sakshya, Department of History, Shyamlal College Evening. The Department of History under the convenership of Dr. D.N. Singh sir and the guidance of Dr. Pramod Kumar and Dr. Manish Karamwar has achieved new heights during the session 2016 and 17. And for the first time, the department formed its society Sakshya. And the presidents from 2016 to 20 are Ms. Swati Dhar, Mr. Ashish Kumar, Ms. Sakshi, and Mrs. Pinky Kasana. And for this year, the office bearer are Mr. Ankit, President, Ms. Mandira Paul, Vice President, Ms. Preeti, Joint Secretary, Ms. Chandni Sikarwar, Treasurer. And the executive members are Ms. Charu Sharma, Ms. Sakshi, Ms. Priya, Mr. Ajay Gupta, Mr. Vishesh Kasmi, and Mrs. Divya Tyagi. Sakshi has completed today its 11th GSTS program. As a proud member of GSTS and Sakshya, I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable program. First and foremost, I would like to thank our today's special guest, Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Singh sir, for his thoughtful and interesting address. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Just one line, sorry. Well, thank you for all your good wishes. I'm yet not doctor, but I need your best wishes. So sure. I should be doctor soon.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I need your best wishes. Thank you.
I would like to express my deep gratitude to Dr. D.N. Singh sir and the GSTS convener Dr. Manish Karamwar sir for the valuable support and motivation. I'm grateful to all the faculty teachers who joined us today, Dr. Dharma Raut ma'am, Dr. Preeti Shukla ma'am, Dr. Seema Meena, Dr. Kumar Prasant sir, Dr. Manu and Dr. Manoj sir for making this program success through their continuous love and support. I also thankful to the teachers who joined us today from different colleges, Dr. Sushant Kumar sir, Department of Political Science, Rajdhani College DU, Dr. Pankajendra Kishore, Department of Hindi, Zakir Hussain College, and Dr. Nishant Singh sir from Shyamlal College Morning. Further, a big thanks to our today's speaker, Mrs. Priyanka Verma, for adoring her necessary work and make our evening such an informative one. I offer my sincere thanks to the member of Sakshya and GSTS team who ran around all the things and present this program every Sunday with enthusiasm. Last, I would like to place my heartily thanks to all the students of various departments for joining us today. Once again, thank you all for being with us. Have a great day ahead. See you all next Sunday. Take care.
हाँ जी, मनीष कुमार जी, राजीव जी
सरकार
बहुत बढ़िया लगा और
धन्यवाद आप लोगों को बुलाने के लिए।
थैंक यू राजीव सर, थैंक यू।
ऐसा है ये मनीष जी का है सब बहुत अच्छा
सर, ये देखता रहता हूँ मैं, तो वहाँ इंग्लैंड में भी था तब भी मनीष जी मेल करते थे और मैं देखता था और
बड़ी अच्छी नहीं है।
चलिए डीएन सर, ओके सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सर,
राजीव जी,
थैंक यू सर,
धन्यवाद।
ओके
Yes, all of you kindly leave. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Thank you, Dimple.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Sakshi, Anamika. Thank you. Thank you, Rita. And thank you, Vanna.
Thank you, sir.